did it. Is if possible, could we try to connect with your dad? Yes. All right. As you all know, I have performance issues, which is probably why all the guys don't talk to us. Okay. All right, Stephanie, in all caps, let me know if this resonates with you, because hopefully I'm bringing through your dad, but you never know, right? So immediately I kind of get kind of a filled out guy, right? I'm not going to say fat, but he definitely wasn't thin. So it was kind of a dad bod type feeling. I do get nice shoulders, though. I do get in his younger years, he would have been very fit and actually would have been a bit of an athlete. Would you understand that, Stephanie? It's your fault, Matan. It's 100% your fault that my fucking cards are going flying. So Stephanie, would you understand that description of your dad? Okay, no. Matan, shut up. I did not. Okay. So this person, so I'm going to throw this person out there because he's here, and it might be that he's here for someone else. This person does feel like a dad figure 100%. He would have passed away probably, I feel like he's early 60s, but he's handsome, so he wouldn't have looked early 60s. I do get nice shoulders. I get a bit of a dad bod, but in his younger years, he definitely would have been an athlete. I keep seeing college football, high school football. I don't know that he played college football. I almost get the feeling that he wanted to play college football and didn't get to. Can anyone take that? Okay, Jane, so your dad did die at 61. Would you happen to know if he was no athletics? No, well, I didn't know. He didn't. I'm not saying this person went to college. I'm saying he would have wanted to play football college. So you don't. He doesn't play football at all. Because I'm getting a pretty gregarious person. I am getting someone who worked with his hands quite a bit. I get someone that had he would have been responsible for his family. And when I say responsible, like the bills are paid. He came home at night. He wasn't like going to the bars every weekend. Like he took care of the shit that he needed to take care of. I also get that he was pretty thoughtful, but I wouldn't say that he was like big on like hugging or kissing in public, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay, so the part about the football is kind of important because I see him throwing the ball, right? I see him with a good arm. You know what I also see? I see brothers. So would he have had like, so we know this is a dad figure. We know that he was kind of tall, basically about 6 foot. He had a whole head of hair when he passed away. He had nice shoulders, but by the end he had a dad bod. He would have thrown footballs. I don't know that he played it like in high school or college, but he loved it. Okay. He would have had maybe 2-3 brothers. I do get some brother vibes. And what else did I say? Very good provider, would have took care of business, would not have been big on personal PDAs, whatever that is, public displays of affection, but would have been a loving person. Okay, I don't think I'm with you, Stephanie. Is anybody else resonating with this person? Oh, Shelly. Shelly and Reg. Okay, put a heart if you resonate with this. Okay, Jess and Shelly so far. So let me go back. Jess and Shelly. All right, let me go back because this person actually he kind of set the bar because I feel like he did break some cycles within his family because I don't feel like his dad necessarily was a very good dad. So if you can take that he was a good dad, very much a provider, and that one of the reasons that he was a good dad is because he saw the example that his dad set. So your grandpa was not a good provider and would have been a bit of a womanizer. And so your dad would have like kind of tried to break the cycle, if that makes sense. Wait, Jane, now you're in? Wait a minute. That part is spot on? Okay, but here's what happens is that when we get kind of a person, right, we kind of need to take probably about 90% of the evidence. So again, full head of hair when he passed away, early 60s, but looked younger. A bit of a dad bod towards the end, but would have been athletic looking when he was younger. I do get brothers, brothers. There's somebody that he's throwing the football with. Good provider, would have been not into public displays of affection, but would have been a loving person, and broke the cycle because his dad was ridiculous. And so he wanted to be the dad that he didn't get from his dad. My mom's sitting right here saying his dad was definitely a womanizer, early 60s, two brothers. Okay, Jess. All right, let me feel this out. I have Jess, Shelley. Okay. Believe it or not, Jane, I don't feel this with you. And I'll be honest, because as soon as we started out, you didn't resonate with him. And I feel like sometimes that's a really good, but we're going to come back to you, Jane. So don't worry. Okay. So I have Jess, Shelley. Yeah, I don't feel the college. I just feel like that's something he would have wanted to do, would be to play college ball. But I don't. Okay, Shelley. I think I'm with Shelley or Jess. Yeah, Shelley or Jess. Okay, so let me go a little bit further for Shelley and Jess and see if we can narrow this down. I want to do, let me ask him what he wants to talk about. We'll do it that way. Okay. All right. So he gave me a little more information. So I think this is definitely going to narrow it down because he said he would have loved, oh, Care Bear, I did not. I did write you down. Okay. So this is going to narrow it down between you guys. And I do feel like you pretty much have to take 90% of this as well. He loved to laugh. He would have been a jokester and a prankster, and he would have loved to make people laugh. He basically thought laughter was healing. He had a temper, okay? He had a temper even though he loved to laugh, if that makes sense. I do feel like he could dish it out better than he could take it. Go ahead and just put hearts if you can still take this. He enjoyed playing poker and or cards, okay? He loved Thanksgiving, and he's calling it Turkey Day. And so Turkey Day is my reference, but he loved Thanksgiving. And one of the reasons I think he loved Thanksgiving is because there were no gifts, there were no expectations. It was about food and football and beer. And then he's showing me specifically that you guys at Thanksgiving and holidays would have had a kids' table where you would have had to sit at and you wouldn't have liked it. Is this you, Shelley? Well, Jess is still in. I wonder if... Okay, Jess... Oh, shit, Care Bear's... You know what? I wonder if this is just Spirit's way of making all three of you. Shelley said, asked him to mention beer. That's hilarious. Yes. Did I say beer? I get on a roll. Oh, I did say beer. I said beer, football, and Thanksgiving. What if this, I guess this is for all three of you. Well, let me do this. Let me get a collective message because, I mean, these are really, this is pretty specific, especially the kids' table. That's pretty funny. Not everyone had a kids' table. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write Care Bear. And then I'm going to write Jess. And I'm going to write Shelley. All right. Just give me a second, guys. I'm writing down individual messages for each one of you. I hope these fit. All right, we're going to start with you, Shelly, because the message for you, I hope these fit. If they don't, they don't, but I hope they do. If you're new here, my name is MaryAnna. Please follow. Shelly, your message is that you need to go back to fishing, or you need to remember how much fun you have fishing, because it gives you a sense of being, it's almost like something you used to do and you didn't even realize it was meditating. So let me know, Shelly, if this resonates. Also, I'm being told that you need to remember how ornery that you really are and go back and be that ornery person again, because it actually suited you better than the person you're being now, if that makes sense. The rest of the message is that you've kind of forgotten who you are, and that you need to kind of go back to the basics, go back to being ornery, start fishing again. It makes sense. Awesome. Go back to the fishing, go back, because it's a meditative state, right? And it's also you're losing touch kind of with nature a little bit, and that you've, quote, forgot who you are. So, Shelly, that was your message. Jess, I get kids surrounding you, Jess, and I hope, oh, so Shelly says, yes, exactly as he would speak to me. Ooh, I love that. Very nice. Jess, so I get a lot of kids around you, and that mom is not all you are, and that there's something about you that you either wanted to be an entrepreneur or you're trying to be an entrepreneur, and that you should keep going, and that you need to realize that once the kids move out, so I just see kids. So I can't necessarily tell if these are your children, someone else's children, or if you're like a school teacher, but I just get all these kids. Well, no, it says mom is not all you are. So never mind. It is your kids, or stepkids, and that you need to follow that entrepreneur streak that you've been thinking about, talking about, or you started. Does that make sense to you, Jess? Oh, thank you, Mystic. It's totally the lighting. It's 100% the lighting. I don't know what the fuck TikTok does to me. Just waiting for Jess to see if that resonated. I hope it does. Oh, Jess says it does resonate. Yes. That's nice. I like that. Okay, and then Care Bear. This one I wasn't too sure about, but I wrote down what I got. And I think that you would understand a trampoline, and that would be something that you would understand to just kind of prove that this message is for you, if that makes sense. I also did get Care Bear some money issues, and that you're either trying to return to school or nature. And so I couldn't figure out if it was saying you should return to school or you should return to nature. But there was a school in there, and then the money issues in there, and that, hiking is free. So I don't know if that resonates with you, Care Bear, if you could let me know if it does. Because I feel like your dads were so, thanks, Diane. 100% TikTok, you guys. Like, I'm just not this cute in person. I'm afraid to meet people in person now. I'm just waiting for Care Bear. Care Bear says, oh my God, I just started taking granddaughter fishing and missed it. You missed what? Me? Telling you all this? I honestly think this was kind of just a compilation of the dads, and that we just kind of narrowed down the messages. Do you understand the Care Bear, or Care Bear? Do you understand the trampoline reference? Do you understand the money issues, and either return to school or return to nature? Because I just want to make sure that you get your message. Next door neighbor had a trampoline. Yes, money issues, returning to nature, water to heal my soul. Fuck yeah. Spirit's cool as shit, right, you guys? So for anyone who's new or just dropped in here, we had, I had somebody that I was trying to go get her dad, and it wasn't her dad at all. And so sometimes this happens. So Spirit comes in, and this dad literally matched 3 of these people. And we had very specific evidence. So we had, well, I'm not going to go back all over it all because it was a lot. But, oh, Care Bear said she loved teaching preschool and miss it. Yeah, I really feel like literally it says return to school. I know you can't read it because it's backwards, but and also just because, not that you doubt this or not that you doubt me, but the trampoline for sure is like they just wanted to give you something to let you really, I think maybe if anything, you might be the one that doubts like that one dad came in for 3 people. So I think it was all of your dads, but coming in as one person, if that makes sense to you guys. The spirit can do amazing fucking things. Shelly says dad's death date is approaching, so I figured he'd come in somewhere. Yeah, absolutely. Very cool. All right. Well, that was fun. That was cool. Shelly says absolutely makes sense. Very cool. That was fun, actually. I don't know that I've done that. All right, Stephanie Jane. Let's try again for Stephanie because we were actually trying to get her dad. Yeah, thanks, Hippie Heart. That was cool. And then Care Bear just had the 11-year death date anniversary for her dad. Very, very interesting. That Lolly, I think that was amazing. I'm not really sure what was happening, to be honest. But we just go with the flow sometimes. All right, Stephanie Jane. All right, Stephanie, so let me know, because I'm getting someone who is kind of almost completely opposite of the person that I would have just brought in. But I get someone who is a very, when I say basic, I mean he was almost a minimalist. He didn't necessarily need much. He didn't buy much. He kind of has a very, almost an OCD room set up where he has a dresser and he has everything like not touching on the top of this dresser. He would have had a very specific closet and he would have had his clothes hung a very specific way, not touching. So he was a little bit, this person anyways, if it's your dad, if it's not, we'll throw it out there again. He was very specific, almost OCD, very OCD. And I can't tell if that's because he was in the military or if he was a little bit maybe, I want to say almost borderline autistic. Would you understand that, Stephanie Jane? She's like cleansed. Look at her. Oh man, Jane said again, this person isn't for you? All right, let's ask. You don't know anyone like that. All right, you guys, I have someone in here who's really specific again. Well, Stephanie, I said I could do dial-up, and apparently I can't. Oh shit, Jeep Girl says that sounds like her. So let me keep going. All right, so this man would have been on the thinner side. He would have been, and when I say tall, like thin people look tall, but again, I see 5'9" to 6 foot, give or take. I don't see somebody really tall, but I don't see somebody really short, right? I do see just very particular about kind of everything. And I also see, Jeep Girl, if this is your dad, would you understand then that you would have misunderstood a lot of his gestures? You would have questioned whether or not he loved you because his love language was not touchy-feely. Okay. She says yes. Wow. All right. Or with Jeep Girl. Maybe Stephanie's not going to get, maybe her dad doesn't know. I'm fucking with you, Stephanie. All right, Jeep Girl, tell me your damn first name again. Trina. I don't think I ever knew that. All right. All right. So anyway, Trina, Jeep Girl, I do feel like actually a lot of what he showed you is a lot of why you are the person you are today, because you are almost diametrically completely opposite of what he was, and you were as a child as well. And I do think that there were a lot of days when he didn't know exactly what to do with you. He did love you, but he didn't know how to show it. He didn't know how to act. He didn't know how to respond. Would you understand that? She said 100%. Okay. I get a mom, but then I get her coming and going and coming and going. And so I feel like she was not a consistent she wasn't very consistent, which also was part of your personality today. Because I feel like your parents were so completely opposite that you're not even totally sure how you got here. And I feel a brother as well. Would you understand that? Like looking at him later, he wasn't very consistent. Okay. Because I feel like there, would you understand your mom and dad though were completely opposite, and a lot of people would look at them and be like, how did you even end up with children? Like how did you guys actually stay in the same room long enough to have actual sex and follow through? And you do have a brother. Very nice. Okay, so but your mother is still here on earth. Yes, Trina? Oh, she's not. Very interesting. Okay. Let me go back. Because I don't. Okay, well, I wasn't feeling that like they passed away together. Would you understand that they passed away separately? This resonates with you, Tip Trip, as well. Her brothers and her were accidents. Okay, so you do understand. I do think I am with Jeep Girl. Tip Trip or Tiffany, do you also have a brother? And I just feel like it's just the two of them. Like there's the daughter and then there's the brother. Okay. So you have a few more kids. So I do think I'm with Trina. Okay, so I think I'm with Trina right now, so let me concentrate just a little bit. All right, and we did determine that they did not die together because I said I felt like they had passed away separately. And so one of the reasons, Trina, I think your dad is coming in tonight is kind of one of the reasons I feel like your dog was coming in the other night, is that you're just going through some shit, right? And you're just kind of I don't want to say full on floundering, but kind of floundering. Would you understand that? Oh, she said correct. Okay. And so I do feel that I really feel like just borderline, this borderline, like high functioning Asperger's, like his ability to care. Did he love? Yes. Is it the same way you and I as empaths and overly emotional people would love? No. And so I feel like there was genuine feeling. Yeah, Red, she is. Oh shit, your dog was his police dog. That's amazing. And I also did feel like Teresa Spirit Doula's dog like brought your dog through, Jeep Girl, the other night. Um that's interesting with that. So that makes a little more sense for his personality as well, because then he would have seen the worst of people, and then if you get close to people, then you lose people. And so there was some emotion in there. Okay. But it isn't emotion that he necessarily knew how to activate, if that makes sense. Oh, I'm sorry. And she just said he didn't know how to show it. Okay, wonderful. Absolutely. All right. Well, let me get I forget sometimes these are mini readings. I go on for days. All right, Trina, if this would make any sense to you at all, Mom just popped in and she's showing me like Hawaiian stuff. And I do feel like she either always wanted to go on a Hawaiian vacation or she got to go on a Hawaiian vacation. That was like a really big highlight. So I don't know if this is a shared memory, but she's showing me one of those ponca shell necklaces, a Hawaiian shirt, just kind of the fruit, the island, that kind of stuff. Would you understand that, Trina, about your mother? Oh, Trina says, oh my God, I moved back from Hawaii a year ago. Fuck yeah. I love that. So, I mean, that just, it just shows how much they're with you. And, what's really funny, Trina, is I don't feel like Dad's necessarily changed much on the other side, because he's like, keeps trying to give me a message, but I'm not necessarily quite getting it, but then he does show me kind of a plaque. And I do feel like it's a plaque that maybe he would have got for a certain amount of service, because you already said he was a policeman, right? You said that dog was his police dog. So he's showing me a plaque that I feel like you kept because you were very proud of him. And he didn't necessarily, like, he understood it, but he didn't understand it. Like, he was like, oh, that was nothing. It was my job. Like, what was I going to do? Of course, you know, I got a plaque. It was my job. So would you understand that reference, Trina? Because he's just kind of showing me that he's really touched that you have these mementos of his, if that makes sense. Ah, he retired. She says he retired from the state of Alaska, and Trina kept the photos that he took. Very nice. So he's touched by that, and he's really with you quite a bit. So is the dog. So is your mom. Your mom actually comes through with quite a bit of personality. And then, like, they were just so different. It's so funny. All right. Well, there you go, Trina. Thank you so much. I'm going to give poor Stephanie one more shot. Very cool. All right. She said it sounds right. Very nice. All right, Stephanie.